Okay, so we're reacting to some more clickbait stuff today. That's just shit that I've seen and people have sent to me. So I think we've got some good ones in here today.
I love clickbait.
Yeah.
What's going on with this one?
I kind of do. This is obviously a lot of women's names tattooed on him and then crossed off is the idea here.
No, so
Right.
every new girl, he gets their name and then crosses it out. That's the idea.
That's the idea, but it's too, like, if they wanted to do this joke, like, see, this one didn't read as funny to me as I wanted it to. Like, I wanted to enjoy this, but it's too uniform.
Yeah, I know. You can tell this was done in one shot.
Yeah, and, like, you should have purposely done it all in different, like, gray shades or something to make it look like
Older,
beat up
and,
or
like,
something.
some of the scripts having like a variation to them
Blow
too.
out some of the script, make some of the fonts to be different sometimes.
Chances are we're not going to the exact same artist to do all these little names. Most people wouldn't.
The thing is like this idea is like, it's a thing.
I know.
Like
we just had Buddy the other week with the name on his chest.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy who
one.
wanted to get a name lasered off his chest of his ex, then so he could tattoo his new lady's name over top of it.
Right.
Meanwhile, he was flirting with you or trying to during the session. It's like,
the player's got to play.
how many fucking times are you going to go through this, dum-dum?
Well, some people are like that.
Well, I think it's a matter of like very low IQ and the penis is doing all the work.
I think that like that's just the way that some people know how to show romance. Like, oh, I'm committed to you. I'm gonna tattoo your name to me.
I think it's probably like he's already cheated on her or something, and so now he has to prove that he cares about her or something.
I don't know.
No, I
Anyway.
think that usually that's the case. Like, there's been, in most of those times when someone gets a name tattooed, I think that they're almost like trying to prove themselves back or like win themselves back into a good grace or something. It's either that or it's like the first month or two, and they're in that
when they have their rose-colored glasses, like my friend.
Yeah, that was the
That was
craziest
so
bullshit.
cute.
He wanted to get his name on her eyebrow.
She still will.
That's insane.
Whatever. They love each other.
That is insane behavior.
Yeah. I hope
Like-
they stay together forever. I think it's so cute.
I mean,
Personally, not for me, but I just think it's adorable, and I'm happy that they have that, like...
I know that, like, we're together, and so this is going to sound, like, crazy, but almost all relationships end, right? Like, almost all of them do.
You fucker. No, I'm kidding.
But we're past the point.
I know.
I think they say if you've been with someone for 5 years or more, you're more likely to stay with them.
7 years, I think, is
Well, that's an old superstitious thing.
a big superstition. But, like, I do think that, like, a lot of relationships do end eventually.
Yeah,
I also
so you
think
don't
that,
be walking around with a fucking name of some asshole that cheated on you or something on your fucking eyebrow.
I also think, we got married, which is something that doesn't happen quite often these days.
Even though a lot of marriages end in divorce, but
Marriages with children
I
end
think
in divorce.
that like it's good to do like quite a bit of like fucking around when you're young. You know what I mean? Like getting it wrong when you're young, and then by the time you're older, you've kind of figured out what doesn't work. And then you're like, oh, okay, now I can make an educated decision.
Educated decision made.
Yeah.
Remy for the win.
Sarah for the win. Ephemeral Jenny for the win.
Hey,
but
who's this Jenny?
I like this joke. It's just too well done, and it just like doesn't quite meet the mark of like actually having all these partners. You know?
Yeah, moving on. What's this say? Okay.
It is okay to feel okay. Yeah, so in case you need the reminder, like, this is a strange one to me. Like, why?
And why on your knee?
I've seen a lot of these, like, emotional support tattoos people get, right? Like,
yeah.
But usually they're, like, they don't have to be this blatant. Like, we're doing an emotional support pickle tomorrow, for example.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It can have personal meaning to just you. How many times are you going to be looking at your knee to need this reminder?
I don't know. It's like this like slew of
this reminder.
Let them tattoos that I've been doing.
Oh yeah,
that's the same thing, right?
That's all like self-empowerment stuff.
I've done like 5 or 6 in the last like couple months.
One I see is like girls will get the one on their wrist or like the back of their arm here, and it'll be like something like the power of positivity or things like that. Like don't let the negative in, or you know
let
what
them.
I mean?
It's the same. It's all the
like,
same.
there's a lot of those, and those are getting like those are kind of in vogue right now. It seems like I'm seeing more
what was
of them
another one?
again.
Just Breathe was another
That
one
was
that lots of people were getting.
Back. That was, but like I haven't seen this one before. It's just kind of like, I think these things are all a waste of space.
Yeah.
I hate all of these.
I just think it would be funnier if it was like something like burn the world down or something, you know, a little more.
Yeah, a little something tongue in cheek.
Yeah,
maybe.
a little more.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Like do the thing that's supposed to be overly positive.
Yeah.
And in a nice, like happy looking script, and then do it like super twisted. That could be fun.
I think that would be funny.
This is just too like, I don't know. I want to say it's generic because I haven't seen it on knee like this, but it kind of misses the point because like if you need it for that, or if you want it for that reason, you'd want it to be somewhere you'd see it a lot. Right?
This is why I don't have script tattoos. Like I have 2 words on my body, and that's.
I mean,
a lot.
I have a few scripts, right, and the ones I do have are like kind of out of the way of other things, and they are super meaningful ones. I don't know what you're looking at me.
I'm thinking about what scripts you have, and then I forgot about your eyebrows.
My side of the head and my eyebrows.
Yeah, I forgot about them. Anyways, let's keep going. We're getting caught up on all the weird little things today.
No, that's what we do.
It's our personality today.
That's the thing, right? Like that's the whole show. Like I don't do these things for any other reason.
I like the color play in this.
Yeah, I do too. I liked this one a lot. Someone tagged me in it, and the thing is I can't tell if this is like, it looks AI almost, but it could just be the filter. I've got some AI tattoos coming up that are specifically all just AI designs.
Yes.
The thing is like the AI designs are starting to get a little better.
Oh, they're starting to get hard to tell.
Right. Some of them are. Some of them are still really obvious. Like sometimes you'll see things that can't be done. This could theoretically be done. I just don't know that you could, like, this is a lot of work, right? Like you can see that it's a tattoo in a few places, but like some of this doesn't look like skin.
Yeah, I know.
But that could just be the lens, right?
But the color play is really nice.
It's
like
also
the
because
orangey skin tone with the blue eye. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also because there's old tattoo next to it that it looks so like crazy. If all of it was at the same level,
It's like otherworldly.
Yeah, but like this Art Dome page that we're looking at, they do post these. They post tattoos and they post AI tattoos. So it's really fucking confusing.
Yeah, don't you have to put like a marker on things now to say that it's AI?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But
or is it still optional?
yeah, I think it's. I see people post them, and the thing is most people don't know the difference either. Like I think this is a tattoo, I do, but like most people wouldn't even have a guess about it because they don't know the difference.
Most people would just think it's a tattoo because we're very gullible.
Oh, I get a lot of AI references sent in to book appointments.
I know. I've gotten a few AI references
like,
from
if
you.
you're looking for this isn't doable.
And I've had to tell clients like, you know, this is not like, it's usually like fine line stuff too. They'll be like, I want it like this, and I'm like, that's not a tattoo.
Yeah, like, if this is a real tattoo, that light blue is fucking solid.
Yeah,
because like that would be really difficult to saturate that.
It's beautiful. This is a beautifully done tattoo. If it's a tattoo.
Yeah, I want to say it is, but I'm not entirely positive. But yeah,
I feel like
also strange placement for an eye.
This is a good point. Like weigh in the comments. What do you guys think? Is this a tattoo? Is this not a tattoo? Like, does anybody know definitively? I like it because sometimes we find the person who owns the tattoo, right?
Oh, I've had some work sent in that was almost that detailed. Right, like I had some neck roses sent in from Phil Garcia. Not him, but someone who went to him, and they were on
gorgeous.
that level, and so it is technically doable.
Is this a T-Rex?
It's a T-Rex, like a tea bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this one quite a bit.
I think this is quite funny.
See, this is quite a bit fun. See, and this is my style of gag, and it's on the leg too.
Perfect.
Right? Like this is the bar standard for how you should do joke tattoos, if you ask me, right?
Silly tattoo on the leg, this is perfect.
Not to mention the line work is pristine. Like this is like very, very well done. Like, for what this is, it can't be much better. I kind of want to color him in, though. Right? Like, why not? They didn't do any shading, so for me, it's like, why not fill this little guy in? Make the whole thing like it's a green tea bag, but it's a T-Rex.
Oh, that would be cute.
Right?
Yeah.
I think you can push the joke a little harder. Obviously, it already makes sense, and I just like color. But, like, I think you can do a little more with this guy.
Or at very least a little bit of shading, just so it's more readable.
I also like that he's very small, because, like, if you're going to do a whole bunch of joke tattoos, like, why would they need to be that big?
Right.
Like, I always think that, like, the big joke tattoos, like that stretchy cat, that one is bothering me more in memory, because it's like...
It's taking up so much real estate.
It's almost a sleeve.
Yeah.
Like, what's your sleeve? It's a stretchy cat.
Yeah,
like,
stretchy cat sleeve.
You didn't want to do any more with that thing? That's it.
Just a stretchy cat.
That's all. That's it. That's all. Background next.
And then there's this craziness. This is a etching inspired tattoo.
Yeah, I know you like this stuff.
I like them more as a leg piece than a back piece. I think that they're crazy. There's a lot of detail, but I think when you take up a whole back, it becomes unreadable. Like, this is hard to read.
There aren't enough possible line weight decisions to be made to make all of this stand apart.
I think they make more sense smaller.
Well, it's just like when you get into all the houses, unless you have it pulled up here like we do now, it just looks crazy.
Yeah.
And it is crazy.
But it's this is
it's a masterclass.
Super well done.
There's no shading used here. It's just lines for shading.
It looks like it could have been a real etching done by like Albert Durr, or that's just my most favorite one. So.
The technical precision is absolutely insane. There's no line run wrong here, or there possibly could be, but you certainly can't see it.
No, they're spaced perfectly. Like, this person either like copied this straight off a classic, which I doubt because I'm not recognizing it, but also I'm not a super expert.
This artist does these all the time.
But I was gonna say they have the style down pat, and I'm just gonna like throw in there a little art nerd moment. So typically these like what you're seeing here, typically these weren't very big. Like, this is huge. These were typically like the size of a page, is what size these were usually printed in, because this is how they used to print book illustrations, right? So they weren't actually meant to be this size, this grand. So it's kind of crazy to think.
I think he should black out the top of both arms. Like, black out the end of his neck there.
Yeah.
And that's the only way this thing has a chance.
Just going to push it forward?
Yeah, that would push everything forward. I really like it, but, like, it looks just like a whole bunch of nothing from any distance. The only part of it that breathes appropriately is in the middle. And then the top and bottom get very, very busy. And the way that it's done, it's like, I don't think it's all going to blur together. And the parts that are going to blur together don't, like, they almost should.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, the darkest parts are where they've lined things super close.
Yeah, and that's where it would be black anyways.
So that doesn't concern me. The way it's going to age does not concern me.
No, I think it'll age fine.
It will concern most people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Like, most people will be like, oh, that's going to blur together. It's like, no, if you look at it, like, everything that needs breathing space has enough space in between to stand up. It's just that in its entirety, it's too busy. It's
quite busy.
This was Rick's first idea for how to get the tentacles to work. The black on me. It was just do line shading, like no actual shading. Like, that was our first draft of the tentacles. Was like, all of it will be in lines.
I could see why his logic went that direction.
Well, of course, but like, it didn't really work that way. Just black on black. It just didn't stand out. We needed to get some white in there as well. But like, yeah, there are ways to shade without shading. Most people don't think of lines as a valid type of shading. But here you can see they've been incorporated very, very well, and it looks as if it's been shaded.
Yes, it's
but
gorgeous.
there were no shaders used here.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I would love a piece like this, not this big, obviously. As I said, I like these better, smaller, like a figure in this style.
Like, I know it's completely crazy to say it, but like, if you were to somehow get some color into this, you could pry it apart. Like, imagine if his breastplate was colored in, or his armor was colored or something. Suddenly he's way farther ahead of everything. Yeah. And they'll never do it. Obviously, this is a finished piece, but like, just, you have so much ability to pull things apart when you get into color. And when you're just in these same line weights everywhere, it's like very hard to create depth.
For what it is, though, it hit the nail on the head.
Oh, yeah,
it is
for sure.
exactly what it's supposed to be. It's just some things don't make amazing tattoos, and I think these make better small tattoos than they do back pieces. That's just my 2 cents.